Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, March the 16th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Placing orders with Walmal. Yesterday, I was telling the traders about using pending orders and how nobody talks about it. But one thing I'm going to talk about is that these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine and differ from Walmal's. Walmal's, you're Mr. Pending Order, so maybe you can tell the boys and girls and non-binary traders out there your take on using pending orders.
Well, I look at placing orders or having pending orders sitting out there. It's a tool in your toolbox, and depending on what your method of trading is, it can be a very, very helpful thing because a lot of times we get distracted, we get this, we get that, and we're not fully concentrated to where we need to be. And so, you've been watching the charts now for 2 hours, waiting for your trade to take place, and you're waiting for it to get to a specific price level. And man, it gets there, and you sneeze and look away, and the next thing you know, the market's moved away from where you wanted to get in, and you've missed it. You've missed that entire possibility. If you're trading just pure price action, in the moment, pending orders are not going to work very well for you, or at least they're going to be very cumbersome to work with. But for instance, with the Walmal lines, I find that to be very, very helpful sometimes where, it's the type of thing, okay, I know I'm going to go want to enter here. If price gets there, I'm going to go and enter. I'm looking for that breakout of this particular price level. Well, throw it in there. And I know I've done it with a number of times with you, TRO, on the phone where I'll go and put I do the Walmart line, I'm based on one of the 10 lines, or I also do it off of the high of the previous hour, and I'll do both of those. And a lot of times I'll just immediately put in, okay, the previous hour's high was at, looking at the current chart, the previous hour's high was at 72.1. So I'll put a pending order in at 73 or 74, something like that, and just let it happen, and that way it just goes and get it. Because especially if I'm looking at the chart and I'm paying attention to something else, I'm trying to see if something else is going to happen, your focus comes off of where that actual level may be sometimes, because you're into the weeds, so to speak, a little bit. And then, the trade pops, puts a nice little, at least on my screen anyway, puts a nice little, dialogue box up onto the screen, so hey, I'm in a trade. Okay, focus, man. Get your act together and focus in on this.
Yeah, that's what I was telling the traders, that because especially with the Walmart method, we already know what we're going to do ahead of time. It's no Harry hindsight, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's, we know where price opens. We know it's going to open between two of the lines, except on those anomalies where it opens right on the line. Like, it's possible this next open could be right on the 80 line. But the point being is, if it opens between the lines ahead of time, right when it opens, we've got time to put our pending orders in. We can also at the same time put in our stop losses. And let me put this up on the screen. I'm going to hit the F9 key, function 9, and bring up the I guess it's, what do you call this, the execution, the trade box. And then it has all your pairs where you can even change your pair, but then you can do the pending order. You can do a buy limit, which the price has to be below the current price, as opposed to a buy stop where it has to be above, and a sell limit has to be above the current price and a sell stop below. So you can go ahead and do that ahead of time, and it just makes it so easy. And at the same time, you can put in your stop loss and your take profit, and then that way you could just sit back and watch.
See what happens, yeah. And the other thing I'll do, talking about the Walmart method, because I know a lot of the traders out there know that when I do the Walmart trade, I don't like to go and enter on the first break of the line. So a lot of times I wait for the first break of the line, and then what I do is once it goes below the line again, I then put in a pending order. That way, I can go and do that, because putting in a pending order, it only takes maybe 3-4 seconds. It doesn't take very much time at all, and then it's there, and I don't have to worry about it, and I can go and get hit. Now, obviously, let's say like at the 80 line here, if type of thing, if I'm too close, my broker's not going to let me put a pending order there because it's too close. So you do, every broker's different, and you have to check with your broker and see where it is. My broker, it turns out to be, you have to be outside of 1 pip in order to go and put a pending order on. Other brokers are maybe 2 pips or 3 pips even. I've seen that, with some brokers as well. So you just need to know what the rules are of your broker. But, it's the type of thing where it can go, and it's a nice little tool in your arsenal of being able to get the trades that you need to get.
Exactly.
And one thing that, you brought this up just now, and I'm going to go reiterate it because it's, it's so important, is the fact that on those pending orders, you can set your, not just your take profit or your target of where you want to go, but even more importantly, you get to put your stop loss in. And so that's where I put my stop loss of -10. That's my emergency stop loss. And as most folks know, I try to get out. If it's going against me, and it's going against me by 7 pips, I generally speaking, unless I've got a really good reason to stay in that trade, I just get out at that 7 pips. But more importantly, I've got that stop loss already built in case, again, I get distracted. Hey, I'm up 3, I'm up 4, and oh, yay, and I turn around and I get my coffee and I come back and it's like, oh crap, I just went and hit my stop loss of -10. Well, it's better hitting the stop loss of -10 than the thing tanking on you and being down 20.
Okay, we've got the perfect opportunity. The price opened at 75, halfway between the 70 and the 80. And before I forget, yesterday I was trying to show the traders something about the HL5 indicator, and it wasn't working. The reason it wasn't working is I had turnoff set to true, so that's why it wasn't plotting what I was asking it to plot. So if you weren't watching yesterday's video, a trader had asked me how can he put a line, can something draw a line at the high and low of the 10 o'clock bar? So I said, yeah, just go into HL5, click on show timelines and turn that to true, and then enter the hour that you're looking at. You can set your period to an hour, or it doesn't have to be set to an hour. And then, but I had it set to an hour, and so you can see right here, we've got the 10 o'clock high, the 10 o'clock low, and the 10 o'clock close being painted here. And that's how that works, because I was thinking, did I have something wrong with that indicator? It was working right before I made the video, but I forgot on this particular chart I had HL5 turned off. So back to it. So we've touched the Walmal line here, the 80 once this hour, or this for the first 5 minutes. So now that it's touched it once, this is when you'd set your pending.
Now I put in my pending. And now the thing is, I'm going to be honest with you with this. When Walmal will trade on a long here, I'd be a little wary of it because my high was at 82.4, 82.5, something like that. And it went up there and rejected off that pretty hard. So it's the type of thing where, if that thing gets triggered, I'm going to be watching that 82.4, 82.5 level and see if it can get through it. Because, obviously, for whatever reason, when those buyers pushed that market up to that, the sellers came in and pushed it hard against it. Back from that level, on that one 5-minute candle, it dropped 7 pips off of that and, closed almost at the very bottom of it. Now, this particular 5-minute candle, yeah, it's come off of that level, the bottom there, but it just tells me there's sellers waiting up there, so I'd be a little bit cautious about that trade. But at the same time, if we do, this type of thing where if I get into that trade, I keep my finger next to that button real quick, and and prevent a big loss on that, and just to protect myself. But at the same time, the advantage of that taking that trade is if it does happen to break that 82.4, then what's going to happen is it's probably going to run all the way up to, my guess, somewhere around 38.91, just because that, that's the next level that makes sense as to where price is going to have difficulty at again. So, you got to. That's the whole thing about looking left. I can put the pending orders in, but at the same time, you need to go and be paying attention to what's going on as well.
Yeah, when you said that, I switched, I scrunched the chart. I'm on the M5 chart, and if you look, I've got the crosshairs at that 82.8 level, and then if you look left, you can see how price bounced off it and then went up, and then it cracked it and went down. So, like you said, there'll be a lot of action right around that 82.8. That's the previous H1 high on my chart at the moment.
Right, and so we know that's a trouble spot. But the thing is, the good thing about trouble spots is it's a place and opportunity to make money too. So based on whatever it does there, you can either be going long or you can be going short, just based on what price section is telling you to go and do. And that's probably outside the scope of a Walmal trade a little bit, except for, okay, if I go and take that trade at the 80, which is a legitimate line to go and take, know that you're going to run into trouble there. So maybe this is a trade where you just try to get 2 pips, or 3 pips. And as soon as you get to 2 or 3 pips, you just bounce out and you just wait for the next opportunity to come along.
Yeah, because if you look at the 5-minute on my chart, 2 candles ago it touched it. 1 candle ago, it went all the way up to 82.8, so you had an opportunity to pick up a pip or 2, depending on your spread and commission. And then once again, it bounced off the 80 this 5-minute. So
right.
Within the scope of the Walmal trade, you were probably done because the one that broke through was at the end of the last hour. So the first touch this hour wasn't successful. And like you said, we're not, as Walmal traders, we're not looking at taking advantage of price action other than at the line cross.
Exactly right. So you got to use your head, and nothing in this world of trading is a guarantee. Nothing works 100% of the time. Now, use your head a little bit, pay attention to what's going on. Look left, see what it's done. We even did that video, look up and look down. You take all those different things into consideration when you go and pull that trigger. And the nice thing about doing pending orders, to bring it full circle, is the fact that you can go and do some of that pre-planning in that first 5 minutes of the hour, and what you're doing is you're looking left, looking to see what it's doing, so you see what the current price action is. You can see where it's had trouble spots. You can even take your pending order and put it in and say, hey, you know what, this looks good. I can go and go long at 80. I think we got a really good thing. But you know what, 87 or 88, something like that. I'm making these numbers up, folks, so don't look on your charts for that. Let's say there was a trouble spot at 87 or 88, well, you know what, I'm going to go and put my TP at 85 this time. Just going to get 5 pips on the deal. That's all I want to go and get off of that deal. And we can set that, even those type of things up with your pending, with your pending orders, and just be smart, look around, see what's going on. And what's really nice is that you can put that out there. But if you see really nice, price action when you're getting to that 80, let's say that 80, 85, 86, and you say, I really think this thing is going higher because of the way it's acting. You can always go and drag your TP up further if you want to do that. That's not a problem. But the nice thing about it is that you've got those things sitting in the market already for you, and it makes it easy. Now there are some folks out there who say, well, if you go and do that, those mean old brokers, they're going to go out there and they're going to stop hunt me and pull my order out. Well, I can guarantee you, let's say you're trading heavy, you're trading 10 lots. I can guarantee you those brokers don't care about your 10 lots.
Yeah, and guess what? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about up. So, fellow traders, I hope that those tips from Walmal help you. Because just remember, when you sit down at your trading platform, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.